All right, next video. And this one is huge. This one is so important. If I literally had to rate every video on a scale from like 0 to 10, this is a 10. The amount of marks being lost later in algebra, because, you know, if you ever kind of ask yourself a question, oh, can I cancel stuff out on this? Yeah? If you're unsure, it's because you don't know how cancelling works in any fraction. By the way, this is just a fraction. If you see a line like that and you've got things on top and bottom, that's a fraction. Yeah? Just because it's got x's in. So this might be one of the most important videos you're gonna go over. It comes up all the time. It comes up in all sorts of questions. If you can't do this, you're no good, basically, alright? Long story short, this is too important to miss. So don't just pay attention to this, pay very close attention to this. Now, here's what, as you're going to learn with a lot of my kind of videos, the way I go through it, cancelling, you know, when you've got algebra like this, you know, 2x to the 4 over 4x to the 5 and stuff. If you're unsure how to cancel it, guess what? First, you need to understand why you can cancel something like 5 over 10. The problem is, you know, if I ask most people, what is this? They'll tell me, oh, it's 1 over 2, which it is. But then I ask why. And then they're like, oh, you just divide top and bottom by the same number. So, you know, I just divide top and bottom by 5, because 5 goes into 5 and 5 goes into a 10. Again, this is that horrible word I hate. Yeah, this is a rule, this is an instruction, this is just like a monkey step. See this, do this. We don't want to think like that. And by not thinking like that, that's how we'll get a decent grade. So let's go really deep into why, you know, what makes a fraction cancel. And again, listen, if you're not very good with multiplying fractions, watch that video. Get very good just understanding how you multiply fractions. It's incredibly simple. Just multiply the tops and the bottoms together. But I'm going to assume you know that. So look, this is why it works. Yeah? 5 over 10. Now, before you multiply if you want to cancel anything from the top and bottom of anything, you have to write top and bottom. Alright, I'm going to spell this out for you because it's so important. As drum roll, a chain of things multiplying. Okay? I want you to now, let's take a step back. Let's take a breath. I want you to remember this. If you're thinking, if you want to cancel something from the top and bottom of any fraction, remember the fraction can look like this. Yeah, this is a fraction. You have to first write the top and bottom as a chain of things multiplying. So huge. So huge. I know I'm making, you're like, alright, get on with it. Maybe I'm. Top and bottom first have to be a chain of things multiplying. And let me now talk you through why. So I want you to completely scrap this idea of you just cancel, you know, you just divide top and bottom by the same number. So let's kind of so we've got to rewrite the top and bottom as a chain of things multiplying. And this is what I mean by it. I rewrite the top as 5 times 1. Another video. Okay. And I rewrite the top and bottom as 5 times 2. Look, so I've rewritten this as a chain of things multiplying. I can also write 5 over 10 as something like this, right? I could have wrote the top as 2 times 2 plus 1. I guess I could have wrote, yeah, there's loads of ways I can do this. I could write this as 3 times 3 plus 1. Or I could have done 2 times 4 plus 2. Look, this is a problem. This is not a chain of things multiplying. Yes, I've got 2 multiplying by 2, but then you've got plus 1. Alright? You've broken the chain. Can you see that? This is perfect. You've written the top as literally a stuff multiplying. Now, there's a reason why you have to write it like this. No, it lets you cancel. But think about this. Imagine if you had two fractions, 5 over 5, and you're trying to multiply by 1 over 2. Now I know a lot of you will be shouting out that's 5 over 10, but that's fine. But let's just think how we multiply fractions. Obviously, you guys should be happy that the top will become 5 times 1, because I just multiplied those two things together, and the bottom becomes 5 times 2. Well, guess what? Do you see how this is the same as that? So this is obviously the same as that. So look, I can write this as that. Hopefully you see, hopefully that makes sense to you. Now, look at this. Think about what 5 over 5 is. And remember, if you forgot, 5 over 5 is the same as saying 5 divided by 5. This is 1. So you can literally write this as 1 times a half. And obviously 1 times any number is just a half. So that's why. So this is why it works. But you've just been told a rule to just cancel these things out, which is fine to some extent. But here's the deal, when it gets onto harder algebra, you need to know this kind of thinking. Because, yeah, just take that in mind, I'll show you in a second why. Get my thoughts a bit scrambled. But yeah, so you've got to do it like that. So for now, for this thing, just remember this, right? So that, you don't need to always have that explanation in your head, but remember this, right? Get the top and bottom as a chain of things multiplying. And then, so like as I did here, then once you have the top and bottom as a chain of stuff multiplying, if there's anything which is the same in the top and bottom, cancel them out. And it's because of this, because you could have split that fraction up. So you would have got that something over the same thing, which would have cancelled anyway. So, but here you go. Write the top and bottom as a chain of things multiplying, and then anything which appears in the top and bottom, cancel it like that. So if you want to learn a rule, yeah, about how to cancel, learn it like that. Don't learn it just by the other way, because it doesn't work. So let's kind of go further into this. So imagine you're trying to now cancel out something like this. Someone wants me. Alright, and here's how I do it. So 2x, let's think of this as a chain of things multiplying. Yeah. The bottom, 4x, let's write it as 2 times 2 times x. Yeah, obviously I could have wrote this as 4 times x, but you want to keep breaking it down as much as possible till you can get stuff to cancel. Now, okay, hopefully you guys can now kind of see that, look, this cancels with that, and that cancels with that. Now, and what this now equals is a half. Now, some of you might be like, oh, but wouldn't that just be 0? No. Another way you could think about this was 1. So if you cross everything off at top and bottom, just remember it would have in reality been multiplying by 1. Don't just put a 0. Because some people are like, was this 0? Oh, okay, I've cancelled everything. Before when we were just looking at that, I cancelled everything off here, so is that 0? No, it's 1. Here's another example. So let's say you're doing 10x to the 5 over 5x to the 6. Okay? So, here's the deal. It's literally, so let's, scramble my words, but, okay, so look, 5 times 2 times x times x times x times x times x over 5 times x times x times x times x times x. Right? I've now got the top and bottom as a chain of things multiplying. I can now start cancelling. I cancel that with that. Cancel that with that. Cancel that with that. Get my point. Let me just make that sure. Clear. Yeah? See? Now I've run out of x's. So now I cancel this. So now all I'm left with is a 2 and an x. So this whole thing equals 2 over x. Let me give you a few other examples as well, the way stuff comes up. Oops. And you're going to see this all the time as you go through algebra. It's everywhere, by the way. Here's another one. Obviously, if you don't know how to do quadratics, this might not make sense to you just yet. So say you'll see questions like this later. So again, if you don't know how to factorize quadratics, yeah, I guess you just kind of leave this out a little bit. Wait one sec, I've got to think. Yeah? You're going to see later. So say someone might tell you to simplify this. Now look, hopefully you can see immediately, like you shouldn't be crossing this x squares and x squareds out. Because as you can see, the top and bottom is not a chain of things multiplying. Anytime the top and bottom are not a chain of things multiplying, do not start cancelling anything. It's stupid. Well, wrong. Maybe stupid's a bit harsh. But yeah, once you learn how to factorize these things, this kind of, you'll learn that the top factorizes to x plus 5 and x plus 1. And the bottom becomes x plus 1, x minus 1. Now, think about what this is. Now, you might see pluses in here and stuff, and think, okay, well, still not a chain of things multiplying, but it is. Because, if I highlight this, think of it like this. So it is actually a chain of things multiplying. It's just that you've got loads of these brackets multiplying. And then you notice that, look, this bracket is the same as that bracket. So you can actually cancel these brackets. And in the end, this becomes that. So literally everything, if you want to cancel anything in this world of maths and algebra, you're going to have to rewrite the top and bottom as a chain of things multiplying. Once you have that chain of things multiplying, then you're going to start cancelling stuff out. I guess I'll give you, I think I wrote this one earlier, so I might as well show you what it was meant to be. So I think I wrote this one. Now again, that's not a chain of stuff multiplying. But what this, if you were going to do this, you have to do. Factorizing, by the way, is a way to make things is to make things into a chain of stuff multiplying. So once you might not know how to factorize this yet, I'll be going over this in videos, but if you can see the top kind of factorizes to that, and then the bottom in reality, if you kind of think about it, it's just this, isn't it? Yeah, and hopefully you can see you can cancel that with that, because remember, this is 2 times this whole bracket, 1 times this whole bracket. The brackets are the same, 2 over 1 equals 2. Alright? Very, very important video. Hopefully this made quite a lot of sense. If it hasn't, again, you know what to do. Come to me. Talk to me. Don't be shy. But yeah, we'll wrap that up and let's continue with the next one.